So this is so I've started a book called Mess. And so here is the introduction. It's time to get messy and have fun. Do not try to make something beautiful. Do not throw this book out when you dislike a page you created. Do not play it safe. Do not worry about legibility. Do have fun. Do get dirty. Do try something you've never tried before. Don't think too much. It always helps to quiet the mind. And so this is start of it. So, hello there. We need to complete this book. We need to stick together and complete it from top to bottom. It may involve some cross-contamination, but don't worry, it's not dangerous. It is a book full of amazing works of art, all created by the amazing Dizoki Zappa. Yay! Dizoki is also a musician and has made an album called Ultra Music S. Anyway, if lost, flip to a random page and follow instructions, but hopefully, fingers crossed, that it won't happen. This is Dizoki's book of reckless moments. I hope you enjoy yourself. Bye! No. Oh, so here is the introduction that I didn't write. I did not write this introduction. So, a few years ago, I became fascinated by the work of Dutch-born artist Bas Jan Ader. The first piece I saw of his was the video Broken Fall, which depicts a man hanging precariously by his hands from a high tree branch, swinging back and forth over a small creek. As the branch bobs and sways, I found myself waiting for the inevitable. Amid the tension of waiting, I also found myself smiling and laughing uncontrollably. And then it happens. The man plunges into the creek and crawls up the side of the bank, the whole thing lasting a mere 1 minute 44 seconds. Ader often dealt with the subject of gravity, various methods of falling or dropping things. It seems completely ridiculous, and this is what I love about it. It is absurd, brilliantly simple, and completely serious at the same time. In the film, there is an interview with an old Dutch sailor that sums up Ader's work perfectly. He speaks indirectly about the process of improvisation, but the connection I made from it is that the point of Ader's falls is not the falling, but the moment, 1/10 of a second, where he makes the decision to let go. That is the moment of transcendence, when you leave everything behind and leap into the unknown. As improvisers, artists, or experimenters, we are trying to recreate that moment when we leave everything behind and leap into the unknown, because we've done it before. And it's addictive, that seductive release, that sense of giddiness mixed with fear. For an instant you get a feeling that you are doing something worthwhile, living out on the edge of something big yet unattainable, a kind of opening with all that vulnerability that comes from that. We know what it feels like to fall, but how many of us have experimented with gravity as a medium? Isn't falling or breaking things something we only do by accident? What does it feel like to throw yourself off balance on purpose? definition of mistake or accident for the purposes of this book: happenings or occurrences by which the creator does not have complete control over the final outcome, end result, that might result in conclusions the creator did not predict. We may also call them experiments. During the course of working on this book, I realised that what I am really talking about is, when I speak of mistakes, is improvisation. The process of improvising involves throwing ourselves off balance for a time into a situation where we have to make decisions on the spot. Forced decision making puts us in a place where we have no choice but to accept what has occurred and then move on to work with what exists. But it also pushes us into some places that we do not normally go. This, to me, is the purpose of this book: to precipitate in some situations where you have limited control and venture into territory that you would not normally go, with the possibility of creating something completely new and different than what you might have done before. A lot of improvisers find improvisation worthwhile, I think, because of the possibilities, things that can happen but perhaps rarely do. One of those things is that you are taken out of yourself. Something happens which so disordinates you that for a time which might only last for a second or two, your reactions and responses are not what they would normally be. You can do something you didn't realise you were capable of. One of the biggest handicaps that occurs with both trained and untrained artists is a kind of reverential attitude towards making things beautiful, accurate, and perfect. What is missing in this approach is a spontaneity or playful attitude with regard to materials and processes. There is a lack of experimentation in this approach. The final product becomes more important than the process. With the exercises in this book, I would like to propose partaking in the experience and process of creating something with a total disregard of the outcome. Let's make the experience the thing. What if you were completely liberated for the final product? It is my hope that by opening oneself to the unknown, at first in small ways, such as playing with materials, we begin to create a habit of experimentation. Slowly we become more accustomed to taking risks with our work. In time, this can translate into bigger steps. Both with creating a piece of artwork and in life. In this sense, whether it is really a mistake or not, it is irrelevant. Contemplating and actively precipitating in imperfection, occasions where we open to failure, brings to us a freedom, because it allows us to relax and enjoy the ebb and flow of life. Life does not always bring to us things that are tidy. There is always beauty to be found in the mess. Messes can also be beneficial in presenting unexpected connections and juxtapositions. These often lead to new ideas, explorations, combinations, and solutions. Don't clean your desk. You might find something in the morning that you can't see tonight. Mistakes and messes in different contexts. Ways of approaching improvisation. Movement. Getting lost. Tripping. Walking backwards. Throwing. Materials. Cutting. Dripping. Dropping. Crushing. Decaying. Etc. Writing. Abolishing grammar and spelling. Social intentions. Speech. Actions. Techniques you will use in this book. Serendipity, the effect by which one accidentally discovers something fortunate, especially while looking for something entirely unrelated. Indomacy, work created using chance, luck, or magic. Scarcity, excess of the material. Improvisation, intuition. Play, exploring the qualities of materials. Deviance, straying from norms. Misinterpretation, interruptions, in an activity and seeing what happens when it is interrupted at different points. Interruption methods can be random or planned, combining new ideas. Speed, underestimation and overestimation. Subconscious thought, detournement, a concept created by the situationists, which is an alteration to an existing work which gives it a new meaning. Method. The following exercises are designed to do two things: to throw you into a place where you have little or no control over the outcome, to work with a variety of materials in an exploration. I didn't write this introduction. Keri Smith, the author, wrote that introduction. Now, here are the materials. Materials I need: scissors, pen, pencil, ink, water, some kind of water-based paint, charcoal, sticks, white glue, tape, crayons, paper, coffee, tea, juice, ice cream, sandpaper, shovel, chalk, dictionary, stones, found photo, magazine or newspaper, paper bag, straw, elastic band, markers, pole, push pins, leaves, balloons, food, dirt, can, egg carton, toilet paper roll, plastic bags, cereal box, fabric, blue things, string, hammer, chalk, egg, paintbrush, cardboard, an eraser, a digital camera, a coin, dust, cocoa, flour, pin, iron, ash, gumption. There is no such thing as a failed experiment, only experiments with unexpected outcomes. And so we begin. Here is my materials. Do you like these? Look, materials, water, the materials, water, ink, pencil, pen, scissors, paint, sort of charcoal, sticks, white glue, rough rock, ladder, tape, honey, chalk, book, stones, markers, pin, leaves, spices, dirt, can, blue things, dust, vanilla extract, flour,